The fatal church shooting in Texas was done by a gunman who should not have owned a weapon. But he did, all because of a paperwork mistake with a background check. We wanted to know what, if anything, is preventing that same type of a mistake from happening in Hawaii. Gina Mangieri is always investigating and has more on what she found. Gina?
Joe, I checked with the courts, the military, and the police to find out exactly how the process works and how often it's caught and stopped people who should not legally acquire a firearm. And while we have a better grade on this than most states in the nation, there's still room for error.
Devin Patrick Kelly killed dozens of people this month in a mass shooting at a Texas church. It was the tragic culmination of a history that included a domestic assault conviction for abusing his former wife and stepson. Such convictions there and in Hawaii could have stopped sales of legal guns to such killers, but the Air Force says they never entered Kelly's court-martial outcome into the National Background Check Database. Could this happen after Hawaii convictions that are supposed to block gun possession? We asked authorities and victim advocates.
How good are our systems in Hawaii at making sure everybody who's supposed to be in that prohibition database is in there?
Well, we do our best. The judiciary, once they have a conviction or a judgment of conviction, the clerk in that courtroom would then enter it into the judiciary's database, which automatically gets sent to the Hawaii Criminal Justice Database system.
Once it's in that database, it's supposed to tie right in and be visible to anyone in the country who accesses the NICS, or National Instant Criminal Background Check System. Local police departments here use that to see if prospective gun buyers' names and birth dates match up with anyone not allowed to get a firearm, and it adds in several national indexes.
When someone is convicted of any kind of crime of violence, they are prohibited from possessing a firearm in the state of Hawaii.
That Hawaii Criminal Justice Data Center process largely works. Last year alone, more than 21,000 people applied for gun permits statewide, and the cross-check thwarted more than 300 attempts to get gun permits by applicants who were denied for a broad range of disqualifying offenses.
Any offense that involves injury or threat of injury to another person. And that also includes misdemeanor crimes such as sex assault in the 4th degree and harassment by stalking.
The database cross-check caught nearly 50 gun applicants ineligible due to domestic violence-related convictions, restraining orders, warrants, and threatening. But domestic violence prevention advocates tell me there is nothing about our system that is airtight. The system needs reform, enforcement, and accountability.
Where can things go wrong along that chain of events?
Well, human error is always an issue. So if the clerk of court is backed up and they're not able to get the information in as fast as they can, that could be a problem. As far as I know, once a conviction is handed down by a judge, that information is entered into the database immediately.
That's a lot better than how it used to be when the system relied on paper and data entry.
What we have right now, as far as Hawaii, I think it's as tight as it can be.
That's for local court convictions. But what about federal court and any Hawaii military court-martials?
Anyone convicted on a federal court-martial or any other proceedings in the federal side, they're responsible for entering that conviction or information into their own database.
I asked the military, too. Most branches deferred to the Department of Defense's ongoing Texas-related procedural review, but the Hawaii-based Marines explained the process should involve branch investigative services submitting crime information to DOD's database that then gets transmitted to the FBI. The Army and Navy both told me one variation of the Department of Defense Inspector General currently conducting a comprehensive investigation into how each of the services share information by the National Crime Information Center database. All of this may help stop guns from legally getting into bad hands in the first place. But what about perpetrators who already have firearms?
When someone applies to have a temporary restraining order against another person, the person who the restraining order is against is automatically prohibited from having a firearm. Once it's served upon the person, the police will then try and retrieve the guns from anyone, if it's in the restraining order that this person had or is in possession of firearms.
Always Investigating previously exposed an endemic backlog of unserved restraining orders due to a variety of systemic hurdles. Domestic violence prevention advocates say the entire system must identify the enforcement gaps and work together to close them, Domestic violence is a potentially fatal crime.
I'm sure there's going to be lots of new legislature coming up for the 2018 session due to, unfortunately, a lot of the things that have recently happened on the mainland.
We'll follow up to see what, if any, changes courts and the Defense Department make, and if any new laws some have advocated for gain traction, such as purchase volume limits at any one time or background checks at the point of sale. Gina Mangieri, KHON2 News.